Touchdown. Touchdown.
Hi guys, thanks again for joining us on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita, I'm your host, and this is my co-host.
I'm Black Red Square, and we're there one more time on another brand spanking new episode of our Music and Marriage podcast. Give thanks for joining us. Let's talk.
Yes, and we hope that wherever you are in the world, that this podcast is reaching you in good health and in good spirits.
Yeah, man, and as usual, before we get into it, this episode is sponsored by Simply Rose Podcast.
Simply
Rose, you got a podcast right now? I didn't know. Simply Rose Craft. So if you need your door signs, door wreaths, indoor decor, please do not hesitate to link up Simply Rose Craft. Okay? You can find her on all our streaming platforms. Or what is with me today on Simply Rose and podcast?
I don't know. Maybe
streaming
she needs to
platforms or something.
Maybe she needs to get on it.
All her social media platforms. All right. Simply Rose, you don't know, she's on TikTok, she's on Instagram, she is on Facebook, and she also has a website, www.simplyrosecraft.com. So please make sure you want to check her. All right? Simply Rose,
and while you're at it, make sure you guys go over to Nikki Glitz Cosmetics and make sure you guys use your code MMP22 for both websites to get your 20% discount off on your order.
Yes. Nikki Glitz. Big up yourself.
So sorry guys for, our us being MIA, pulling a little disappearing act on you guys. We've had a lot to, get together. We had a lot to do.
People understand enough. They apologize. They get it. They know we're busy people. All right? First and foremost, right? I wanted to ask you a question, right? Did you see... There's a video going around on social media, right? With a child that I guess him upset about something. Primary school. And he might take up a couple big stone and a fling in at the classroom, and a teacher is there. And she not try to stop him or nothing. She just talk to him. But not physically trying to touch him, I guess. She don't want to get into no kind of trouble or... I don't know. What do you think about that? Like, him actually take up stone and a fling in at the classroom.
I mean, I wouldn't be upset with her if she did use physical
Yeah, because you protect the other students.
You're protecting yourself and the other children that are in the classroom.
But because
he's to make sure.
But primary school.
I understand that. However, that parent needs to seek some type of anger management.
The child.
For that child.
Yeah.
Or that parent needs to do some type of counseling or whatever it is to figure out what is the root of the issue that, the child is having to make him go so far off when he's having, whatever issue it is, because we don't know the specific reason.
Listen, it's a thing. What is interesting to me is the fact that the teacher did not want to.
Yeah, because usually in Jamaica, they would have bust your ass long time, strap you up one time, 2, 3 bed, whop.
Because we have an incident in St. Ann recently too with the was it a phone? A child had a phone in the classroom or something, and the teacher must have taken the phone from a child or something.
I don't remember. I don't even think. Was it the phone?
The parent come and go and bad up at the school.
Yeah, and want to fight the security guard and everybody at the school. It was some type of confusion. But even for parents like that, like if your child is out here acting crazy and then you come up there acting crazy, clearly we know where the hell that child is getting that shit from. I mean, clearly there's some type of issues within the household. I mean, you can't expect your child to act better or do better if you're out here conducting yourself in a worse manner than they are. You get what I'm saying? After the fact of them doing something that's not right.
Yeah, maybe that's the reason why that teacher decides that shit.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like if I'm a teacher and I'm in a position like that, I'm gonna whoop your ass. And if your parent feel like she want to come after that, well, it is what it is. We just gonna scrap. because I have to protect myself and other children. If you say it's big stones, I didn't see the video. But if you say if a big stone in my
man fling stone in the class,
and if he's flinging it with force,
go back for more stone again, and then go back for more stone.
Yeah, like him feel like he felt like it was okay. He felt like he could be able to do that.
I said, listen, like, cause there's no audio.
So it's like she's telling him to behave and calm down.
And he might try.
Yeah, nah, son, you wildin', you gotta get your ass waxed. It is what it is.
He's through the window and things.
You cruising for a bruising, because at the end of the day, right when that's finished now, who's gonna be paying for the school property? Your parent is gonna look now and say, I picked me, what am I for do? No, you need to control your child and their anger. You need to have some type of control over your children. Mm-hmm. You can't just have your kids out here acting reckless and doing whatever, even at school. You know, it's disrespectful, and it shows what type of household you're running when you have your kids out here acting crazy. And then especially with the icing on the cake, if you come up here acting crazy, like, don't make an ass out of yourself.
And at that level too, you know, like primary school. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, a lot of children, especially in Jamaica, I can say in certain garrisons, are growing around certain violence. So it's kind of hard.
Blame that.
No, I feel like to this level,
we are go primary
level,
school, and you know, we not see no youth or disrespect no teacher. If a teacher talk to you, no matter how bad it is.
And also, it stems also from the household. When the children see that the parents don't care certain way, they're not going to put certain rules, enforce it. They're just going to do whatever.
I think it's because they decided to get rid of
the punishment
beatings in school. Because
that could be a part of it.
When me I go primary school, once I misbehave to a certain level, at the cane.
Shit, that's one thing I remember in school. I only went to school in Jamaica until grade 3, but one thing I remember when that teacher used to put that 2 belt together and tape it up.
Yeah.
Except Sam used to go primary, but she used to tape that shit up, boy. I used to just sit there like a good little girl, because I would not. And then she used to make us take their pants off. Yeah. So like you have to pull your pants down in front of the whole class. You laying across her leg. And even if you forgot flinch or move or ever grab it, come on, man.
My grade 5 teacher, Missy Bert, one of my favorite teacher that ever in any level of schooling. Mm-hmm. But when she ready to beat the whole class, and the whole class,
everybody I get it.
Every line up, she have her belt, hold out your hand. Whop, 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 hand, bam, bam, bam.
These kids nowadays, I think it's more of a respect level. They don't have no respect. They're not being taught respect in their households.
And there's no fear.
Because
of misbehaving and getting disciplined.
Because there's no real punishment. There's no real consequences to their actions. So if you know, say you're not going to have much consequences, of course you're going to act reckless and do the most.
Exactly.
And talk the most shit.
A horse whip. Our principal usually beat with at primary school. Jockey whip.
What do you mean a horse whip? Like what they beat the horse with?
That's
abuse. That's abuse. That's abuse.
That the principal
that's
used
abuse.
to have. The horse, the jockey whip.
Now you see shit like that. Now if you hit my child with something like that, I'm gonna go up to the school and I'm gonna show my ass. But I feel like I'm okay with punishment, but to an extent. I feel like punishment is okay, but abuse is not. So when you feel like you want to hit my child with a horse whip, nah, dogs, you got it all wrong.
I'm telling this, no parent, no come up by school, come cuss the principal.
Well, I would have been that one.
Everybody loved the principal.
Actually, that's why I didn't get beaten in Excelsior, because my aunt came up there, and my aunt created a ruckus.
Everybody
and from that, none of the teachers wanted to
that principal
discipline
was
me.
Strict. I forgot her name, but that principal there was very strict.
No, I don't play stuff. No, I don't play stuff like that. That's abuse. You're not gonna come and hit me with no damn horse if I'm not a damn horse. The fuck you think this is? This ain't animal control, bitch. Like, get out of here with that. Don't do that. Nope. That's a bit much for me. Yes, like, it's okay with punishment, but that's above punishment.
Yeah, man.
A horse whip?
Yeah, man.
Nah. I thought the 2 belts was excessive. You came with a horse
jockey whip she used.
Nah, that's crazy. Nah, that's crazy.
That she walk around the school with. You want to see her on patrol to like... Because you have to understand, Nikita, the environmental loan. The environmental loan. It's tricky. Because right in the middle of South side,
So that means because you're from a garrison, that means you should get more beaten?
No, I said that. I just play devil's advocate here and I say, it's a tricky environment and everybody behave well.
Understood.
You understand what I say?
Understood.
So it's like if there is no fear, it's not like, and like as a constant use then. But it comes
was just
with
something
a fear
that put
attached.
fear in
to it.
Yeah, but I don't want you to put no fear in my kids. Like,
Control yourself.
Leave that to me as a parent. I feel like
no, you can't leave. Obviously, you can't leave it to some parents because some pick me and come to school, come give them themselves trouble.
Some people are supposed to be parents.
But that's what I'm saying. So you need that intimidating factor for saying, I want to go to the office and go face a jockey with me, cause
I feel like that's a bit much. That's traumatizing.
It is traumatizing.
That's traumatizing.
I get it already.
Whoa.
All my brethren them get beat with it already. Missy man get tied up in a Migla school.
Like, you tie me up. What do you like? This is not slavery. I'm not going for that. You're not doing that to my child.
Guess what him do?
What he did?
Some road.
What he did?
Some to do with girls. Fondling the little girl them.
I mean, misconduct and stuff like that with kids is gonna happen.
Do them thing
you cannot do that. However, there's other ways to deal with situations like that.
Yeah, touch little girl.
Of course. Granted, you forget beating, but you forget tie up on beating like you a damn horse, like you an animal. Like, no, that's abuse. That's dead ass abuse. I'm not going for that. I don't feel like if any teacher do something like that to my child, I will be up there showing my ass.
Yeah, I can imagine how much our other friends them and family them and just the listeners overall who listen to the podcast go through and have probably seen some of these things. Yeah, please comment and let us know what goes on and like what happened in your school or how punishment was handled. If it was just verbal or physical. It was the norm in our times. In this time now, things change, and the changes we see the results. It's not even just this time. Kids are just doing what they want to do. And the problem is the parents are allowing it. Yeah, but the parents did not allow certain things. When you got through the school gate there, say that teacher they have two belt. That next one they I go deal with the wicked. That next one then I go play the shaka flag and tie you up round there. So. Nah, dogs, that tie up. Nah, I'm not for that tie up thing. I make right on the pole, on the flag pole. Yeah. No. And then sometimes you have to take bad things. And then we have a caretaker now on the. This sounds too much like slavery for me. No, me I tell you. This sounds too much. You have a caretaker. Right. You have tied me up on a pole, whooping me with a horse whip. All right, when I think about it, a serious thing, because our school was one of the few schools where Queen Elizabeth or one of them queen they visit. One of them queen there. So we're gonna talk about that moment. We're gonna talk about that moment. Yeah. We're gonna talk about that. Hold on, people. We gotta talk about the moment where he had to sing for the Queen. One of them royalty there. Come to Jamaica one time on a ship. On the ship that down Harbour, Kingston Harbour, and them come off of the ship and them come up, or them drive come up and stop at our school, and she plant something in the yard and help shovel it and thing, and then the choir. What y'all saying for her? What y'all saying for her? You are the wind beneath my wings. What embarrassment. All them things here. This is straight slavery. Y'all got me singing to my slave master. Y'all have her telling y'all to tie me up and do all of these foolishness, yet still in England, they're doing no such thing to their children and to their society. It's ridiculous. Yeah, come to think about it. It's freaking ridiculous. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. They're not doing none of that shit in her part of the town, in her part of the world. So why is it that they're mandating it or allowing it to continue to happen in Jamaica? And please, I don't want anybody to come tell me say Jamaica's not real by the Queen and all this, please. One of them royalty there. It's very disturbing. It's very disturbing. Yeah, you're right. That's some crazy shit. But yeah, the youths need to behave themselves, man. We need a deterrent. Definitely. We need some kind of deterrent. I feel like it starts from home. When a child know that they're gonna be disciplined at home, I think that's more fearful than at school. No, sir, I'm not afraid of teacher.
Nah, I wasn't scared of no damn teacher.
After the last meeting there, I behave.
With the horse whip?
Yeah. We never give no more trouble.
I'm not playing that game.
To not teach. We never disrespect no teacher.
I feel like being disrespectful and all that is definitely a no-go. Like, you don't do that. That's not how you're supposed to conduct yourself, whether at school or anywhere. Once you're dealing with adults, you're supposed to be respectful. Children nowadays don't understand that. They feel like, anyway, how you deal with me, I'ma deal with you. Yeah. You disrespect me, I'ma disrespect you. Like, it doesn't work like that.
That's both ways to still.
Definitely goes both ways. However, as a child, you are to give that respect. Definitely. And when you see that continuous disrespect coming your way, then you can start crossing certain boundaries and saying, all right, now I see this person constantly disrespecting me. Why do I continue to give them that respect? And then you can make that decision, okay, whether you're going to cross certain lines or whether you're going to allow certain things to happen. Or exactly, your parents is going to come in and step in and deal with the situation. But it's not going to be, I don't feel like a child should take that upon themselves and be disrespectful towards another adult. If that's the case and you're having a problem with an adult, you have your parents deal with that adult.
Definitely.
You get what I'm saying? There's ways to deal with things. We can't teach our children to say, okay, well, if that person's being disrespectful to you, even if they're an adult, be disrespectful back. That's not the right way to do it. Yeah. There's the same way how you grew up. There's chains to it. There's levels to it. If you can't angle something, you go for somebody. You go for somebody that's older than you that can handle the situation in a different or a better way than you probably would have handled it. And then if it go left now, then shit was just supposed to go left. You get what I'm saying? Like, certain things I don't feel like we should teach our children still to just be disrespectful on certain conditions, to be respectful on conditions, you know? So, all right, now let's get into my topic of the day.
Yeah. Topic.
But actually, it was supposed to be you were.
Yeah. So we briefly mention the topic, all right? I think we spoke about step parenting, right? But yeah, you know, with step parents, there are different aspects, and one of the aspects of being a step parent is that stepchild calling you mommy or daddy, right? How would you feel if I had another wife, you know, I remarried and, you know, your daughter and our children that we have together is calling my new wife mommy? How would that go down with you?
It wouldn't go down. None of my kids want to fix their lips to say something like that to another person. They understand. And at the end of the day, if they did decide that they're going to do that under duress or pressure from the other party, then that will be a situation that I will have to step in and handle. I don't feel like a child should be calling another person a step-parent mommy and daddy when their mom and dad is alive. Granted, if the child has an absent parent and the father or the mother is not there at all, and this person is 100% playing a father role or a mother role, and this person is the one that they're seeing constantly day in, day out, 24/7, 365, that's a different story. But if I'm active in my child's life, just because you have a new wife, that does not mean I'm not here. That does not mean I'm not mommy within that moment when she's in or they're in your household. That don't give your wife the right to say, okay, she's going to play mommy role. You can play the auntie role.
Auntie?
Yeah. You could play an auntie role where you could be my kids' auntie, where they could call you auntie. But they're not going to call.
Why would I allow a child to call somebody auntie when they're not auntie?
I mean, in Jamaica, that's a typical thing.
It's weird.
Everybody call everybody auntie uncle. All when them an auntie uncle, them auntie uncle.
It's weird. It's weird to me. You can't call me an auntie and uncle when
I mean, I don't
in that scenario there.
No, in that scenario where
we're not talking about just regular.
Because what do you want your child to? So what do you want your children them to call the person, your wife, your new wife, mommy?
No.
Oh,
definitely not.
Okay.
But
because that would be total disrespect to me.
Of course,
I wouldn't be fine with that shit, especially if I'm around and I'm present.
You wouldn't be fine with that on the reciprocal either.
Like, I don't want my kids them calling nobody else mommy.
But
mommy.
how do you
How do I go about it?
Yeah, how does that?
First thing I feel like
get addressed?
First thing I feel like if there is a situation where we are getting remarried and you do have another spouse where you're at that position where you feel like, okay, well, we're gonna get married. I feel like a dinner should be had because food comes from a certain way.
I say new girlfriend or something.
Exactly,
like
and that's why I said marriage. When it gets to that level,
so it reach a level now.
It's not girlfriend, because girlfriend, in a business boy, your girlfriend. Them, I don't want to see none of them. When you get to that level to say, okay, I'm gonna ask her to be my wife. I know that she's gonna permanently be around my kids. I know she's here to stay. Girlfriend, them I gotta be in and out, which I don't want my kids them for their own girlfriend. Them that's not their place. So when we're in that space now, when she said, okay, you're going to be, her husband, and this is where you're taking the situation, I feel like a dinner needs to be had where I can sit down, and you guys can come to me and say, okay, well, this is what the situation is going to be. And I'm going to let y'all know, okay, one thing me not allow, don't expect my opinion for calling no mommy. Outside of that, girl, you good. We straight. I don't business about you, what you doing.
So why I go on just cause contention off the bat?
Because she's going to have to understand, don't expect my kids them to call you mommy. And if you do that and you pressure them to do that, we going to have a problem. And if we have a problem, I'm going to be on your ass every time I see you. Birthdays, vacations, everything. I'm going to make sure I pop up too. I'm going to make sure I'm very involved in y'all lives.
So we know that if it comes to that point, we can scratch a dinner idea.
The dinner idea not for scratch, because at the end of the day, you still have to come to me and talk to me and make me know, say, ropes. So this is what you can't just drop her in and expect she for supposed to get welcomed.
What me say?
No.
The dinner idea.
Why?
I'm going to get scratched. Because you're going to be aggressive.
I'm not going to be aggressive. I'm not aggressive. I'm very...
conflict.
I'm not going to do that. For no reason. I'm not going to do that. She's going to cause conflict by asking my children to call her mommy. That's where the conflict is going to start. And at the end of the day, I feel like you as a man...
I think no woman are going to do that, though.
There's women that do that. Yeah.
I would say your children,
that have
outside children have to call me mommy.
That they are comfortable and they're comfortable with it. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you.
Me not think so.
There's women out there that do it. There's women out there
outside children.
Yeah, that are okay with the outside children or want the outside children.
Be like, oh, that's your outside
because
child.
Not every woman are like
really
that.
Have to
not every woman is like that. Some women are very accepting of outside children, especially if it happened before their relationship started. They're okay with it. They're okay with being stepmommy. Me too. I'm not really too in the stepmother thing. And I really my thing that.
Call her by her name.
Exactly. Call her or him by their name. Miss whatever your name is, or Mrs. Gordon, if that's the case. If that's what but that's kind of informal at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's
a very weird position.
It's not an ideal situation to have stepchildren within the context of marriage or new marriage or something like that.
I mean, it can work out because there are people out here that make it work, where they have children and the mixed blended family. And it's working for them because at the end of the day, the adults understand themselves.
Unless you're going to decide to we're going to add another wife to the whole thing and just call everybody.
That gone far. Man said, add another wife to the thing and just call it a big blended family and done. Yeah.
I know you have two mommy and
so two mommy and one daddies. I think it would be two mommy and two daddies to make it equal and make everybody happy. That would make more sense.
Two bull can really in one pen.
So you think said two? So you think said two?
Any really know you go on almost a cock and two hen.
Bro, at the end of the day,
two bull can't real. One pen.
Two females can't be in one household and.
Of course.
Nope.
Of course.
Nope. Women are very catty. Women are very petty. Women are very childish. Women are very nasty to a degree. So there is no way where I feel, in my opinion, where two women could really happily live with a man and not get jealous.
This is happening
over time. They get jealousy.
Even recently on the TV, we see down in Jamaica, we see somebody pop up and I say them have two wives.
Oh, please, that's just social media. That's just please. That was just for the kids.
You can't dismiss them things.
Granted, it shouldn't, but at the same time, I don't feel like in that situation that's what it is.
Two bull can't rain.
But that would never happen. I don't feel like that would make sense
for you.
It wouldn't make sense because in any situation, women are going to get jealous at some point, because at some point you're going to start showing one attention more than the other. You're going to start doing other things for the other than you're not doing for the other.
So. I feel like if you're in that scenario,
there's no man out here that can balance out every single day with two women, families.
You can't say that.
No.
You can't say that. People live happily ever after in a them scenario there.
Please, with the divorce looming within 2-3 years, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Out there have more than two wives.
Unless they don't know about each other.
How much women out there have more than two husbands? Or more than two men knowingly in the same house?
Impossible. Not many. Very far between. Few. It's not more acceptable with two wives. Get the fuck out of here. Like, you trying to play games. You thought I was going to be like, yeah, man, that make more sense, though. Yeah. Nah, it don't. It's a fool. But yeah, I wouldn't, what was the topic again?
Yeah, kind of tough still with the calling her
yeah,
the
man.
stepmother.
How would you feel about that?
Like I said, it's weird. It definitely, like, I can't picture none of my kids and I call an ex-man daddy.
Yeah.
I'm me, the father.
Yeah. Especially when I'm present and I'm alive and I'm kicking and I'm, around and I'm doing things.
If I'm a deadbeat and me not care, then...
Exactly. And whatever, that's what I said. If you're a deadbeat and you're not there at all and this person is 100% in that child's life 24/7, 365, that's a different story. You get what I'm saying? You have to give them that title. You have to give them that respect. And also, just because you said this to me the other day, just because you have that title as a parent, as whatever it is in someone's life, if you're not matching that action with it, it doesn't mean anything. That title means nothing.
That is true.
So if you're a parent and you're a mother or father,
you better be mothering and
fathering throughout that child's life, not just until that child is 18 or to a certain limit where you feel like you've done enough that you should do. Parenting doesn't stop at a certain age. It's something that you will continuously do. You will continuously guide your children no matter what, because you want the best for your children. You want to make sure that they have everything that they need. So you want to make sure you give that support and, that acknowledgement when it's needed. So, yeah, let us know what you guys think about this topic. We're so happy to be back. Make sure you guys go and subscribe.
Yes.
To our channel, RSR Network on YouTube. And if you are viewing us on YouTube, make sure you go over to a streaming platform where podcasts are provided. iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Wherever podcasts are available, we are there. So make sure you guys go over there and hit that subscribe button. And also hit that notification button on YouTube so you will be notified whenever we do drop a new episode. We thank you guys so much for joining us again on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita. I am your host, and this is my co-host.
I'm Lacret Square, and I just want to say big respect to each and everyone that has stuck with us throughout the years.
Yes.
Big up on the damn self. Keep enjoying the works. We love y'all.
3 years coming soon, couple months.
Yeah.
Give thanks. We're all good people.